So for today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a left-leaning slip stitch and a right-leaning slip stitch, which are two of the techniques that are performed and used in the plain soleil pattern by Isabell Kraemer. So first, the LLSS, or the left-leaning slip stitch, which is performed over 3 stitches. First, what you're going to do is you're going to slip the first stitch with your yarn in back, purlwise. Then you're going to take the second stitch and knit in front and back, or a KFB, and that increases 1 stitch. And you're just going to knit the third stitch. And then you're going to take the stitch that you slipped and pass it over all 3 of those stitches, like that. So even though you increased 1 stitch, you then decreased again by slipping or passing that slip stitch over those 3. So you're left with 3 again. So to show you that again, I'm going to just put a purl stitch in the middle, and you're going to slip the first stitch purlwise with your yarn in back, knit in front and back of the next stitch, knit, and then pass the slip stitch over all 3. And then one more time. You're going to slip, KFB, knit, and then pass the slip stitch over all 3 stitches on the needle. And that's your left-leaning slip stitch. So on this side we're going to do the right-leaning slip stitch. I'm going to start with just a purl to separate. And for this one, you're going to use the next 3 stitches again, but you're going to take the third stitch in and you're going to pass that over the first 2 stitches. That's the first thing you're going to do. So take that, pass it over those 2. Then you're going to take the first stitch that's on your needle, knit in the front and back of it, and knit the second stitch. And again, you're going to take the third stitch on the needle, lift it and pass it over the 2 stitches, take the first stitch, knit the front and back, and then knit the next stitch. I'll do it one more time. I'm going to slip the third stitch over the first 2, knit in front and back of the first stitch, and knit the next stitch. And that is your right-leaning slip stitch. That's the pattern that it creates.